I wake up at night sometimes thinking about executions, you know. Remember things that were said during the execution, people that I knew, that type of thing, yeah. I've heard them say, I can taste it, I can feel it, tastes bad, you know. So there is some reaction there.
Can you see the moment when someone dies?
Mm-hmm. The coloration changes like crazy. They turn very blue. Very, very blue. I've never figured out what that building smelled like. It had a distinct smell to it. I don't know what it was. Could be the smell of death, I don't know. My first execution was a double execution. They executed two guys the same night. I was very, very nervous. Wouldn't you feel nervous when you see somebody executed the first time? Yeah, I was very, very nervous. And it was over so quick. It was like, whoa. You know, it's almost, is that all there is to that? It was so clinical. It was absolutely clinical.
It takes just a matter of a couple of minutes for the chemicals to flow into the body. The first chemical is a sleep-inducing chemical. The second chemical is a muscle relaxant, which causes the diaphragm and the lungs to collapse. And the third chemical is one that actually stops the heart. Once the inmate is down there, the IV...
I was there to accommodate the media coming in to view the executions, to explain to the media after the executions were over, what went on in the execution chamber, what the final statements were.
The state of Texas has executed Gary Graham. He was pronounced dead at 8:49. He is the 23rd inmate executed by the state of Texas this year.
I witnessed 219 executions during my tenure at the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. I've been called the face of executions in Texas. It's not something that I particularly like, but that's how I've been perceived. I was for the death penalty. I thought it was, if you go through due process and you put 12 people on a stand and they come to this conclusion, this person is guilty or innocent, I have to agree with that.
Where inmates in the state of Texas who face execution.
The media requested to interview a particular offender. It was my job to go to the offender and say, you know, do you want to talk to him? You know, and I'd go into the cell with some of the guys and talk to him a little bit, sit on the bunk and talk to him. Did I meet evil people? You bet. I had some psychopaths. You bet I did. One that comes to mind immediately is Kenneth Allen McDuff. One of the worst people you'd ever want to meet. I got it spotted. I got McDuff's grave. His number was 999055. We're in the Texas Prison Cemetery. It's located in Huntsville, Texas. Offenders who have been executed, this is where they're buried. Here he is. Here's McDuff's grave. There were 3 teenagers killed. It was a brutal murder, and then there were some other murders that occurred. I think he harmed so many people, so many families. You know, I was in the witness area when he was executed, and I was standing next to one of the U.S. Marshals who was responsible for capturing him. And as soon as he was pronounced dead, the Marshal did a high five with me.
What would you say to him now? What do you say to him now? You're in front of his grave.
Rotten hell, motherfucker. Kenneth Allen McDuff epitomizes evil. There are some people that are on death row that I think probably didn't. And I guess my education was that a lot of these people, although they have done a really horrible, horrible crime, are people. If you're on death row every week, which I was, and meeting these offenders and talking to them and getting to know them, there is a friendship that develops. It's just that simple. There were a number of people who were executed that I truly liked.
Napoleon Beasley was just 17 when he committed the crime.
The attention of death penalty opponents around the world.
I started worrying about, have we executed somebody that shouldn't have been executed?
She just emphasized that he didn't have anybody.
It comes down to the last few final moments, and you're going to watch this person who you've known die.